My name's Maryann Ralph, and I am the new director of the Plainsboro Public Library, which I'm very excited about. But most recently, I have been the assistant director at the East Brunswick Public Library. I held that position for 4 years. It was a great opportunity for me. I was really able to learn how a municipal library runs and also how municipal government runs, because while I have been a librarian for many years, since 1999, you become a librarian and you work in a library, but you don't really learn how a library is run and how the local laws rule, how you pay for things, or how you get quotes, and all those sort of fun little detail type things that you don't think about when you are a new librarian, and they certainly don't teach you when you're getting your degree. So that was a great opportunity. I really got a very hands-on learning experience. I was hired, here are your responsibilities, and go with it. And if you have questions, ask us, and you want training, fine. And that was really great for me. That's my personality, so I took that and ran with it. And I, met with the CFO and the township administrator and asked my questions, and there was a very supportive community and a very supportive local government and library board. So I really got to grow, and I learned how to run a library day to day and run board meetings and what the rules of running a library in New Jersey, what that means. And that was fabulous. I also got to really take charge of HR. So I got to develop staff, do a lot of professional development, really mentor the staff, and create a team at East Brunswick. So that really stood me in very well positioned to move into a director's job. Before that, I worked at both West Orange Public Library and Piscataway, and I had management roles, but everything was very much geared towards programming, collection development, readers advisory. So I've worked with the township residents very closely, not the township per se. I developed programs and different initiatives, as well as managed staff. I spent a lot of time doing collection development work, which that is library lingo for I selected the materials. So I selected the books and the movies and the audiobooks that we purchased. I met with local residents that had interest in those collections to get some feedback, what we should be buying, how we should be spending, township residents' money, because that's what we use to purchase those materials. And that was wonderful. I did a lot of programs, mostly all adult programs. That was always my focus. And it got to meet a lot of great people in those townships and really work with community groups to do programs, co-sponsor programs that were of interest to the community. So that's originally from New York, was a Latin major, which is an interesting fact about me, and I love polka dots. As the assistant director of East Brunswick, you get to learn about the local libraries, especially in your county. So I knew that Plainsboro had a really great tradition of doing really popular, interesting programs for the public. I also knew that they just had recently, in the last 5 years, gotten a beautiful new building, which never hurts, having worked in buildings that maybe were not the most beautiful. But the one thing that really struck me is that they had linked to their strategic plan that they had just done. And the vision statement in the strategic plan is the community center for learning, connections, and discovery. And that is very much my vision for public libraries, and I just felt like, okay, this is a sign. It just felt right, and so I applied, and it worked out. And to me, that's what public libraries do so well. We're this space in the community where you just walk into, and we have all these resources, and we have very friendly, lovely people that work in libraries. They just, I think it says a lot about how we recruit and retain, but they're people. We're a public library. If you don't want to work with people, the public part of the public library should be a clue that it might not be the right organization for you. But, we're really geared towards being an open space where you're welcome and you can come in and you have people here to help you, but we have all these resources and you really can have time to wander and discover things, and we can help you make connections with other people in the community. We're very good at weaving different communities within a community together. And I have always found that from day one being a librarian, something that it's what makes public libraries unique. We're really good connectors. Because people from all different walks of life come in and we get to know them, and we find out about things. We like to go out in the community and find out what's going on. And so we build these sort of informal, directories that the staff know, and then people come in, and you have a mom that comes up and it's like, oh, my kid is really interested in X, and we're like, well, yeah, we're doing this program and we have these books, but do you know also there is this community group that you could maybe want to talk to, and your son can get involved in their programs as well. And so that really I felt like, okay, this would be a good fit. Like, if this is their vision statement, I really support this and believe in this. So I think that it would be a nice place to work. Plainsboro Public Library has a great tradition of amazing cultural events, and obviously the Chinese Lunar New Year celebration is something that comes immediately to mind. And as somebody that was a librarian in the state of New Jersey, while I might not have known much about the community of Plainsboro, I knew that the Plainsboro Public Library did a huge Chinese Lunar New Year event, and that it was just known throughout the state. So that is something that obviously any library worth their salt is going to be trying to get as much feedback from their community, no matter what the makeup is, of what the community wants. I mean, all our programs are supported for the most part by tax dollars. And so we want the residents to feel that they're getting the best that they can for those tax dollars, and we want to have programs that are responsive to their interests, their hobbies, whatever. So I think one of the nice things of being the new director, after you've done a strategic plan, after they've just done a strategic plan, you have a lot of feedback from the community right there for you immediately, like day one, which was very nice. And so I think that that's something that we will continue to do, that came out of the strategic plan, that the community loves that. They love that we do programs that not only celebrate our diversity, but introduce, the customs of Chinese Lunar New Year celebration to people that aren't Chinese and don't know that. And so I don't foresee that changing, but no matter what we do, we'll always be looking to be responsive to what our community's interests are, and that won't change. We have a very excellent tradition of children's programming. We are continuing always to grow children's programming to make it very dynamic and responsive to the kids in our community. We're also looking to grow our adult programming a bit, so I hope that residents will see in the next couple of months, especially once we hit the fall and into the new year, that we'll be having some more programming for adults. We're also working on starting a redesign for our website to make it more current, more user-friendly, as well as have more information available for residents. Other thing that I'm very interested in, and that actually the staff has already started working on, is growing the services and collections to teens and the programming to teens, as well as this year we're starting our first summer reading program, which Plainsboro has always done summer programs. This year we're having a summer reading program, and libraries across the country have been doing summer reading programs for decades, and it's really to encourage children to continue reading over the summer and to encourage them to make reading a daily habit. As librarians know, reading every day is very beneficial. It really opens your mind up to different cultures. It makes you more empathetic. It makes you appreciate and understand different points of view. You get a great emotional education through reading, especially when you're young, because you don't have the opportunity to experience those things firsthand. So we've always been, as librarians, pretty obviously, big proponents of reading, but the one other thing about doing a summer reading program is it helps fight the summer slump. Your child may end at a certain level in June, and then they have a great summer, and then they come back to school and maybe they're not quite at that level. So that is the summer reading programs help with that. And so we're having our first one this year. I expect that over the years that will continue to grow and will really be a substantial part of the programming that we do for all ages at the library, including adults. So I look forward to that, and look forward to, now that we have been in this building for 5 years, it's a good point to sit back and re-examine the space and see how we use the space and if there's any tweaking that can be done. I mean, this building, if you come in, especially on the weekends, I mean, pretty much every chair, study space is filled. We have the quiet study rooms that are on the second floor that are in constant use. Anything we can do to make sure that we're using the space as efficiently and effectively as possible is something that I'll be looking into as well. And as an avid reader myself, I'm always looking for ways to promote reading and to get people to talk about what they read about and share their recommendations and sort of build a community of readers. So that's something that I enjoy greatly, and I've started initiatives in the past at other libraries, and I will hopefully work with the librarians here to do some fun readers advisory programs. It's been wonderful. The first 2 months that I've been here have really been just great. There is a lot to learn whenever you step into a new position, especially at the top of the hierarchy. It's tough. You have a lot to learn. There's many moving parts. There's a lot of staff, and you really have to quickly acclimate yourself. So, of course, I'm trying to get to where I want to be, but the staff, I'm so lucky, and Plainsboro is so lucky. This library, we have a very dedicated staff. They've been very supportive to me, but they are here. They really love this library, and they really want to do the best. And walking into that situation, I couldn't have asked for more. The board is very engaged. They're very supportive. They are very dedicated to the library, which is wonderful. So I feel like I have a very good support system in place. The township as well, the mayor, the township administrator have been very welcoming, very supportive, open if I have any questions. So that's been great. So I do feel that I have been able to start getting up to speed. The other thing is the people of Plainsboro. I walk through this building all the time, and they're nothing but friendly and have welcomed me with open arms. So that's been really great. So I'm very excited, and I'm really looking forward to what the staff and I and the board can accomplish over the coming years.